Hello, everyone. How are you guys doing? I'm just going to give it a couple more seconds before we all start. Tell me how your week has been. And yes, hello, everyone. How are you guys doing? I hope you all are having a great weekend and new moon. So I'm just going to give it a couple of minutes before I start so that I know all of you guys are joining in. I hope you guys are excited about today's topic because it is going to be extremely exciting. And so let's catch up. Like, how have you all been? Let me know you guys are here. And I will tell you guys a bit about the new moon energies. This new moon energies have been at its peak. So again, manifestation is there. So all your thoughts are manifesting into reality. So be more aware of your thoughts. Hi Lily, so good to see you. How are you? Oh, hi Amy, good to see you. So tell me, how have you guys been feeling now that we are nearing the end of August and we are going to enter into May? Hi Moni, how are you? I hope you all are excited about today's topic because it is an exciting topic and I'm really excited to talk about it as well. Because you see, there's often this great misconception as to what union is, and it tends to take after 3D notions of union between two people, and that's why twin flame union is nothing like that. In fact, it's many many notches better, and it's actually attaining a kind of a state of perfection. So yes, so hello Belinda. Belinda says hello to everyone. Yes, Amy, that's good to hear. Much better than last couple of days. I've been really well, thank you, Lily. All right. And as far as energies are concerned, August energies have been really interesting and has been very transforming. And with the timeline jump, many of you all have jumped into a better timeline and some not so good timelines, but that's okay because you can always jump back to the best timeline that you want to live out your life. All right, so let's see it this way, guys. Life in itself is full of, like, how do I put it? It's full of ups and downs. And often our expectations with life may not come through at the time that we want it to come through. So that's when a lot of stress, a lot of disappointments tend to take in. Hi MJ, so good to see you. Hi Mindy. I'm just giving it a couple of minutes before I start so that all of you all are here. All right. With regards to the new moon energies, this is going to be a game changer. So I want you guys to really pay attention to this new moon and ensure that your intentions are in alignment of what you want to manifest. Also, August energies, like I have been saying for weeks, in itself has been really wonderful, very light-hearted, very nurturing, very mystifying. It's beautiful. However, there has been setbacks for some twins, but that's okay, as life is. It's filled with. Oh, I'm just going to close that off because it's being a distraction. Okay. No worries, Lorinda. You're not late at all. Hello, Henry. Always happy to see you. And Henry says hello to all other gorgeous souls here. Paige says hi to everyone. So I think we are good to start. Do you guys have any questions before I'm going to delve right into today's topic, which I'm so excited about? Because union in itself is so beautiful. And And I want to use the word beautiful because it's beautiful. But again, it's not like, you see, there are different stages. As twin flames, you guys are all on different stages of the ride. And in different stages, your perception and your interpretation of union varies. And when you are nearing union, you will be at a state whereby you are extremely detached to any kind of outcome. So, for instance, when you first meet your twin flame, all you want is to be with him, spend time with him, be there, shower him, love bomb him. Like, that's what you want to do. You just want to be in the eternal love of your twin flame. And that is stage one. And at that time, to you, union is just being together, being romantic, being physically connected, having constant communication. But then, after experiencing the dark night of the soul, and when life hardens you up, you realize that union is much more than what you perceived it to be. You actually want consistency and stability, but not really much expectation from your twin. You realize that you have a lot to contribute in the connection too. So when it starts off, it's all one sided. You have all these expectations from your divine masculine. But then that shifts. It shifts to a state where you are starting to accept that it takes two hands to clap. And you also realize that being twin flames is such a being in a twin flame relationship is such a high vibrational, higher dimensional connection. Therefore, if you guys unite prematurely, what happens is, as quick as you unite, there's a split that follows. And if you notice why the split occurs, is often because you still have work to do. And work, I mean, you still have ego issues, you still have issues related to your childhood or growing up or past lives. And they all tend to pop up because when you are with your twin flame, things are transparent. You can't hide. Like other connections, people can be together for 50 years and not truly know each other. But this does not happen in a twin flame relationship, because everything comes to light, everything comes to the surface, because your twin is your mirror. So example, you're hiding, like you're all perfect and you're not triggered, then your twin is exactly going to like wake you up on that. And that's why the split occurs. Okay, and then you go through all of this, and then you're yearning and you desperately want to be with your twin, and then you realize you guys are just becoming further and further, and there is no hope for union at all. But then your spiritual evolution starts happening. You start to evolve, and then you hit a period where union, the idea of union in itself, evolves. You start to wonder and ponder what union is. And then you realize union is just not one dimensional, it's just not the physical aspect. There's so much to it. So the ultimate union with your twin happens multidimensionally. But right now we're going to talk about what physical union feels like. So when you're in physical union, you feel completely light because you are at that state whereby you're enlightened. And it wouldn't matter anymore if your twin is with you or not, in a sense that you guys would be together, you guys have committed to one another, but yet you will let one another pursue their dreams and inspirations. So they can be with anyone and it wouldn't affect you. As in, they can go do like 3D emotions won't have an effect on you anymore. So, for instance, back in the day, if you used to get really jealous or get triggered if your divine masculine is talking to someone, or just engaging in banter, this won't happen when you are in union, because you have evolved from that phase of being like that. Meaning you have superseded those, in fact, you have mastered those thoughts and emotions. And further to it, such things won't happen either. Another example will be, example, you're going on your mission and it's solo, but you guys are together and you may end up spending months apart, but that wouldn't affect you compared to you being in the initial stages of meeting your twin, where not even a minute of separation will be tolerable. So in that sense, it's like physical union is amplified. So romance is just one aspect of it. Love making is one aspect of it. There's so much more when you guys unite in physical. You will first notice an energy transformation within your body. You guys will realize that all of your chakras are in alignment and activated. And everything that comes out of your interactions will be pure joy. There won't be restrictions, there won't be expectations. Big thing, there won't be control. Many divine feminines tend to push their divine masculine away because they go into the mode of control. They keep wanting to control their divine masculine from their meetings, from feeding them, from caring about them, which is okay. It's okay to go through that phase because it is part of the twin flame journey to understand your own self value and inner growth. So that state is something that you can't avoid. It happens. But for some divine feminines, once you start awakening and once you start realizing that it's much more than that, you start to let go. And letting go is the biggest key to union. I'm just going to quickly look at some comments. Okay, not much. That's good. Mindy, that's wonderful. He doesn't know. Wow, that's great. That's really wonderful. Yes. Okay. Now, let me go into what exactly happened. So, the first stage, all right? Okay, so for some of you, you guys may be in a long distance relationship. So, you guys are almost like 90% in union, all right? Because physical aspect of union is just one part. And it adds another dimension to the connection. So you can start saying that you're in union when you are like fully aligned with your thoughts, intentions, and motives. And you guys are in the same page as to what position you have given to one another within this reality. And this is what would ensure that you guys are on consistent, stable, harmonious union. Another thing is that you guys will be mission focused. You will both be doing something together that enhances the vibration of our planet on route to on route to ascension. So see it this way. Sometimes you'll be wondering, I don't have a physical mission. I don't have a 3D mission. So what's wrong? Is something happening? Am I not in union? No, that's not it, all right? Missions can happen again in many levels, in many dimensions. So you might not even realize that you are on mission because that is part of the mission, so that you're not figured out that you're on mission. So for instance, you may notice that you're traveling a lot and then you realize you are on mission in a way, but you don't know what exactly you're doing. So what you're doing is you're channeling your energies in different points on earth to balance and help in the ascension process. Another thing that happens energetically when you merge with your twin is that you add on to the vibrations of our planet. So there's this hypothetical rainbow bridge. So every time a twin flame unites, and when they are in union, they add on to the energies of the rainbow bridge, which is the bridge to 5D. And that's why the not so good forces often tend to manifest as bots, karmic connections, 3D connections of distractions to ensure that twins are apart. And if you notice, a lot of separation stems from misunderstanding. you often perceive what is not really happening. For example, you see a picture of your DM with someone else, and then you perceive, oh, damn, that is the person they're going to date, or that's their person they're going to be with, or they get married to someone else, or anything. Anything that makes you feel that you can't be with your twin, that is a big win for the not so good energy. So they will constantly do things to keep you in separation, and that in itself, when you look at it in a positive way, they are obstacles and tests for you to become strong before union. And then the negative side of it is that literally you have people coming apart to separate you. So how do you overcome that? If you operate from 3D, you chances of you being in the kind of union that some of you don't even know what it is not going to be possible. And again, there's nothing wrong with it, because not all twin flames have signed up to be in union. But often that is the purpose, see, because it's it is the purpose of union, because it helps elevates the energies of earth, and it also transforms you into one unit, and together you guys are extremely powerful. But that doesn't mean you're not powerful being separate either. And that is the journey, you becoming the best versions of yourself, and then when you unite, you will have calmness and peace. Of course, you will still have the day to day, issues that come out of living in the 3D density, but you guys will be much more aware of it. Another thing is, often this happens when you first get together with your twin. You experience a series of mini unions, and you often think that that's it, that you are going to be together, and this is permanent. But if you notice, if you look back, you were only uniting in one aspect, and every other aspect needed repairing, and that was more of a glimpse of how it would be when you're with your twin. So that was necessary in a way. Then you may ask me, why do some twin flames unite and then they end up splitting? Because they are not vibrationally ready to be in union, and that's why you may see yourself uniting or being so close to union, and then things turn 360 degrees and everything changes. Getting so thirsty. Usually new moon energies make me extremely thirsty. Oh dear, I'm so sorry, Amy, to hear that. Thanks, Laura. Okay, this brings me to the second part. When we say you have to do work, or you have to work on yourself, or become the best version of yourself, often the ego gets very triggered. These are the early stages. You always tend to be like, no, what are they saying? I'm already perfect. Yes, you are perfect the way you are. And that in itself is healing and transcending. Separation in itself is a gift, and you would not realize this until many years later when you're in union. Because the separation phase actually prepares you to release and come in terms with your worst fears and challenges and issues that have been with you for a very long time. For instance, if you were to unite with your twin flame when you have not come in terms with any form of spirituality or evolution, you're going to separate, because twin flame union is a high vibrational merge. You can't even merge without coming to that level. And how does it feel like being in union? Being in union is like the best things that can is the best thing that can ever happen to you, because you will be feeling so confident in your skin. You'll be feeling so secure. You will be emanating pure joy. And that is irregardless of your twin being with you 24/7 or not. You will just be harmonious. and you are in union, but nothing would matter to you, nothing would affect you. No 3D drama would ever affect you or make you feel like, hey, you will not go through any of those emotions. And that's when you know you are in union. And that is that moment where you realize, this is how union feels like. And that's the reason why all that I had experienced in the past wasn't really true. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about the physical aspects, like how communication would be when you're in union. When you're in union, your communication with your divine masculine is going to be very, very romantic, very, very loving, and very, very nurturing. So it's going to be like this. You're going to wake up every single day feeling 100% secure about your connection with your divine masculine. You're not going to feel triggered by anything that happens. You may literally have someone picking a fight with you, or anyone coming to try to come in the way of your connection, but you won't be affected. Neither will your DM be affected. So the whole world can go on, and you guys will be living in harmony within your own bubble. And that is union. And then the second part goes to how sex is. Sex is out of the world. You're no longer talking about physical sex, it's actually multi-dimensional. You may see yourself teleporting, you may see yourself having sex in the middle of galaxies and stars, you may see yourself levitating because it's high energy. So you're no longer, your light body, your Merkaba is already activated. And when you and your twin unite, it just becomes metaphysical union. So love making becomes literally, you guys become one. And for those who had sexual experience before being with your twin will know that how sex is so different compared to what you have with your twin. It's transformational, it's out of this world. It's like light energies merging together. So there's still a physical aspect to it. That's why we're on earth, and that's why we have a body, but it transcending. So it's like, if someone were to see, if an external party were to view how twin flame sex is, it's like lights dancing together in this eternal dance of love making. But again, you have to experience it to know what I mean. But it's definitely, you won't feel pain, you will feel so energized, and you will feel so harmonious. So that is the sexual aspect of it. Third, day to day living. Day to day living would be at ease. Even when you have children, it will be easy, because a lot of twin flames will end up having high level star seed children, probably coming to earth for the first time or having very little earth experience. So it is your duty as twin flame parents to guide them through. Okay, I'm going to read some comments as I see some. Yes, Megan, thanks for that example. Often you get all kinds of tests. You see, there was one divine feminine I worked with a couple of years back. So in her case, like, both of them didn't have any like karmic connections, or they were pretty much a unique set of twin flames. They didn't have karma because it was like their first time on earth. Her didn't have many lifetimes, and they were both single, and they met, and it went through honeymoon phase. They were hanging out all the time, their families liked each other. And then the DM started to run. And when the divine masculine started to run, the DF did not understand. She's like, what is happening? Like, what is going on? Like, everything is perfect, everything is in alignment. Then why? And then she had a talk with her DM, and then he said that your energies were put off. And that was a big eye opener to the DF because she was thinking that her love bombing and her extreme affection was a good thing, but it actually showed how insecure she was. One of the major things was she didn't have much experience relationship wise. Um, a DM didn't have much experience either. He probably had two or three connections which didn't quite work. But the point is, they had a lot of issues to release. And there were still wounds, even though they were not as intense if you were to compare it with other twin flame connections, but there was still a lot of unhealthy negative patterns while they were being together. One is like the DF would be, for example, just showering with love, like presents, cooking, like all the time. I mean, she was not like obsessed, like overly texting him or anything like that, but she was just over the top to the point that it became inauthentic. And that's what a DM was trying to say. You don't have to go, like, being in a connection can be normal. You don't have to go, but then it comes from our own pain of like never being in a relationship or always being rejected by men or always experiencing unrequited love. So her greatest fear was that her DM was not going to accept her. So it was a kind of self fulfilling prophecy. And then, from what I recall, so after that there was a major trigger that happened, and that's why it ties in with Megan's comment. So they were hanging out, and then her DM told her, I'm going on a date. And it came as a utter shock to the divine feminine, and she never experienced this side of her, which was going into a complete mode. So it was not even him going on a date with someone, but to actually fathom the fact that there could be someone else. So she was devastated, even though she knew that he was lying and it was not true. Her 3D physical self took over and she went into a complete, like emotional mess. And then the next day they met up, and then um, her DM was like saying that it was just to see where you were standing, which was not good. Like both of them were, you see, portraying a very ugly side in the connection. They didn't need to test one another to reveal what was going on, and then they separated and then started working on their own issues. So the whole point of this is that the trigger. See, it's not even another woman being there. It's the fear of rejection, like what Megan is saying. The greatest fear, like divine feminines have, is that fear that their DM do not love them back, or that they're being rejected, or they're. And often DMs tend to put up an act. In Megan's case, it's probably that's his way of trying to like push you away, by putting up an act. And in that scenario that I shared, it was his way of pushing his DF away to like work on yourself and become secure about yourself. She had extreme esteem issues. She was like highly insecure, even though she was really good looking and successful, but she had body issues. Like she thought that she was not attractive, and so all of this was coming into light. And then after that separation, and of her DM telling her that, I'm not interested in you, even though I was not dating anyone, it was what my way of pushing you away. It was a great awakening. And not only for her divine masculine too, because whatever the divine masculine did or said did not make him happy either. It's not easy to hurt someone you truly love, right? Like especially lying to them about someone who's not even there. But he needed to do that to actually kickstart the whole process of separation and becoming the best version of each other. So that's an interesting example. Then there are other divine feminines who have told me that literally their divine masculines go to the extent of pretending to be in a relationship to just push their DFs away. Because you see, the DM goes through several phases of trying to figure out this connection, and often they need the separation to actually understand what it is that they're experiencing. Like, why do they even feel the way they feel with this particular female in their life? So that's why they need the time. But the divine feminine has a fear of separation because she's afraid that someone else is going to come and take their DM away. But the truth is, guys, that's not going to happen either. After you meet your, like when twins meet in the physical, they will go through separation, but no one else is going to come and destroy what you completely have. And that is what you guys have to remove from your inner being. I love this thought. We are 90% in union. Yeah, exactly. So it's good to put a percentage towards that so you realize that you still have issues to work on. And that is very healthy. So the example I gave you was quite, early stages. But then let's get to the middle stage. You see, okay. So some twins are like, all right, I have worked, I am more balanced energetically, or I have changed. And then, they start talking. And again, one of them tends to overdo it, and then another separation phase triggers. You see, it's like having understanding of the 3D world and going beyond that. That is twin flame union, existing in the 3D world, but at the same time not existing in the world at all. That's what I mean by higher dimensional love making. It's not going to be like the 3D. Especially you will be able to differentiate it, especially if some of you twins had karmic partners. You will realize that sex with your twin flame is different. It's so I described it being a light dance and all that, but emotionally you guys will become one. There's going to be so much serenity and understanding that love making, it's like it's a feeling that can't even be described in words. It's that, in fact, that is what sex is. Twin flame sex is the ultimate expression of love making, which many humans don't even experience because they go through so much. And it's so sad because once you're on earth, you're pretty much walking towards the journey of ruin, but saving yourself. And that's why surrendering to your creator, God, like praying to God, praying to the divine, and connecting to the universe are so essential in this journey. And like MJ puts it, you need to reach a level where you're so sure of your love for each other, this 3D thing doesn't affect you. You have said it so beautiful. Thank you. Thank you, MJ. Exactly. It wouldn't matter anymore. So let me bring you back to that example of that girl who didn't have any experience, right? So after like months of being in separation, she has an awakening that none of it ever mattered and everything was in outplay of what a twin flame connection was supposed to be. And she came to a point where even if a DM were to have a date with another woman or to be with someone else, it wouldn't affect her at all. And that's when she realized that she has evolved, that she has transcended. And that's when union started happening for her. She didn't have to do anything, you know. The roles reversed. Then her DM started doing all she started doing, showering her with unconditional love. But the difference was this time it didn't come from a place of insecurity or love bombing or anything else. It came from a place of pure expression. So that couple I was talking to you about, they are actually in union and they are extremely happy about it. In fact, in her case, but again, they didn't have a lot of like, because firstly, they did not have much karmic connections because both of them were hardly in any relationship. So they didn't have core issues to repair. So they didn't have like much sexual trauma or childhood issues, or pretty much, again, they were high level star seed monadic flames. But again, when they were struggling, it was pure pain. I was working with the divine feminine, and I tell you, her, She was like close to like really canceling a mission on Earth and returning. That's how much pain she was in. Like she just couldn't do it anymore. But the good thing is, look at how she transcended from being completely rejected by her divine masculine. Now they're actually in union. And now they are planning to actually expand their family and have kids and things like that. But what is so beautiful about them is, like with my client, is I see her changing vibrationally. She's no longer affected by the 3D stuff anymore. In fact, she was the person who was so into like, oh, we need to get married, blah blah, and now they're like just living together. Like it doesn't matter. Like marriage in itself doesn't hold anything anymore. And that's when you realize that you have evolved. And that's why, guys, you don't have to put a particular, like a time to your evolution or your growth. You can really become the best versions of yourself by completely just surrendering to who you are and realizing who you are. And the good news is, guys, a lot of twin flames are coming into union of late, like so many. And I'm so proud. Even some of our darling members in the group are coming into union, and I'm so excited for you all. And it's perfect, it's so wonderful. So now it's like all the 2022 unions are all starting to take effect. And when you ask someone in union, they won't have much to say, and that's when you know you're truly in union, because they will have nothing much to say, because they know that everything is just an expression of life, and the feeling of being together is one of the purest forms of joy that can never be described. It's just so beautiful. And many of you all are coming towards union. So, but of course, if you're operating from ego, or if you guys are like going to be stuck in 3D notions of union, or owning your twin flame, then it's going to be short lived. You guys are not going to feel anything at all. That's what's going to happen. So, if you're going to like control your divine masculine after you get the opportunity to be together, it's not going to last. If you start controlling his plans, his life, what he's going to do, he's gone. If you start, you see, with a twin flame connection, energies don't lie. So if you're constantly anxious, or if you're constantly jumpy, or if you're love obsessed or love bombing, they're going to be gone as well. So you have to be as cool as a cucumber. These are the hacks I always teach my divine feminines to do when union is near. So when you are actually near union, you already know, like you will have this radar within you telling you that you guys are going to get together soon. And some divine feminines who have been in no contact at all would often tell me that they start getting these epiphanies that their DM is proposing, or their DM is coming back to them, or their DM is like completely evolved in their behavior. They are starting to be really lovey-dovey to them. They're starting to like date them, bring them out, care for them, and they are like, I didn't expect this at all. But if that in itself is a kind of test too. Some DFs kind of screw it up because they get overly excited, and then they start making plans, and they start telling their DM, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to get married, I want to have a house, I want to have children, I want to have this, I want to that. Then DM runs again. So what I'm essentially saying is that you have to go into this connection with no expectation. I loved when Belinda says, we can always say that, like, got to play it cool, like completely. So when you go in with no expectations at all. You see, that's the reason why you have you have to have this unconditional love for your twin flame, irregardless of where they are or whether they communicate. And you have to realize, when you are up there in union, your connection is almost telepathic. You don't need words to communicate any longer. And even actions happen quite naturally. That is what being in union is. and nothing triggers you. And the key thing is, you go on to give ultimate freedom to one another. So, no jealousy, no neediness, no ownership, and each of you are still able to maintain your individual life. So, ultimate freedom, maintenance of your individual life, no control, no jealousy, no neediness, no ownership. These are the key factors. And this is when you know that you are in union, because you won't feel the need to do any of those things. So that's why physical union in itself is not supposed to be romanticized. Often, twin flames like to romanticize physical union. Yes, romance is one aspect of it, but there's so many more aspects of it that you may feel you are not even experiencing or exploring. And that's why you have to completely surrender and go expectation free. Wow, I realize that it's already 9:46, like we are almost 40 minutes, and this topic is so exciting. Like, truly, guys, I've worked with so many twin flames, and I tell you, union is as sweet as any nectar can be. Union is like, you see, union is not even about being together. Union is about you being happy with yourself, you expressing your best life, and being completely free. Being completely free from your twin flame itself. And that is union. You're at a state whereby you can be so happy just being with you, that being with your twin flame just adds another level of the joy that you're experiencing within. So it's like two enlightened souls being together and being in complete harmony. And that transcends every aspect of the connection. All right, guys, now I'm going to take questions, and I'm sure you guys have a lot of questions. And like Obi describes it, union is crazy in a very beautiful way. All right, let me see. What else can I add on about this topic? Mm. I think I've covered all the points. Union is multidimensional. You still maintain your individual freedom and you're still happy together. So, for instance, like I said, like no marriage, you guys have not really exchanged marriage, but you guys are living together. But even when you're living together, there's no possession. You're not possessing one another because you feel so free and secure with one another. You don't need to tie any label. In fact, it becomes so easy. So, ultimate twin flame union is being in a state of ultimate ease. Everything is natural. You become like 15-year-olds, like enjoying, like it's like being in love all over again with no expectations or no drama. It's like a fuss free connection, and that's when you start engaging in like missions. So I was talking about energetic missions, that is, things are happening even with you doing nothing. And then another aspect is physical missions. So again, you can contribute to the world in so many ways. So some twin flames like run orphanages or old folks home. Some twin flames go on to contribute to the arts and humanitarian field. Some may just pack their bags and go do Doctors Without Borders. Some may be just elevating humanity, helping people like you. And that's when your professions come in. You tend to enhance who you are, and you bring that level. See, when you are in union with your twin flame, you don't have insecurities anymore. Life in itself becomes this beautiful place to live and enjoy. It becomes this playground, a place of living the best version of yourself in complete harmony, just like Neo and Trinity in the latest Twin Flame movie. That is ultimate union. You saw, right? Like they kind of united, but then they went into the machine kingdom and got stuck. But now it's like and that's why the ascension of the divine feminine is very essential, and everything the divine masculine does leads to the divine feminine ascending. They being mean is actually a gift to you, because that's the only way you're going to transcend. If not, are you going to work on your issues? Are you going to like put away your over gifting abilities, or going all crazy when you see your twin flame, or showering them with too much love with because you are so unworthy about yourself? So all these tough lessons. So when a DM actually tells a DF, I'm not interested in you, it just reflects that the DF is not interested in herself. She has lost the joy she once felt within. She has started forgetting who she is, or why she is not loving herself anymore. So when he says, I'm not interested, it literally mirrors back to her being not interested in herself. And that is the biggest clue, because once a divine feminine realizes that rejection is actually a gift, that's when her journey towards union starts. And it's not like normal relationships, because people always confuse this with like normal relationships. When a guy says, I'm not interested, I'm rejecting you, that's it. No, with divine connection, it's actually for you to go and reevaluate what is it that is rejecting you. Often you are rejecting yourself. And a big point is, many divine feminines think that the divine masculines are the ones running, but it is you who are running from yourself. You are running. You are so afraid of looking within, or coming in terms with who you are. You hide all your wounds, you hide all your insecurities, you put away everything that is out of alignment and just pretend that it doesn't exist. And then you say your DM is running away from you. You are running away from becoming the best version of yourself. So that goes back to how some of you are like so into being like searching for external validation, and constantly thinking what is going on with them, what is it that they are healing. But it's actually you who needs work. And that is the key to union, because once you realize what it is that you have to work on, everything will fall in place. And often the divine masculine is more highly advanced than the divine feminine, and those in union will know what I mean. Like, you guys have lived it. So your divine masculine tends to teach you many lessons in. So your divine masculine is like a tough teacher, and that's why you can learn a lot from your divine masculine. And in fact, your divine masculine is going to help you with your healing process as well, because he kind of leads you to all the areas that you have to work on yourselves. Example, you have got deep seated sexual wounds, or childhood issues, or past life issues. Your DM is going to point the mirror exactly there by his actions. So the healing you need is in his behavior. So, for example, you're like, why is my DM not communicating with me? Why? Are you communicating with yourself? Are you willing to look within and realize what is it that you are running away from? So, that is another level of self realization. Okay, now I'm going to look at some questions. Oh, Mindy, I did. I started daydreaming. Joe and I were saying vows to each other, and then he called me. You see, that's what I mean. Thanks, Mindy, for that. Obi, I'm so glad you made it, my dear sister. Laura, I never controlled my DM. He did control me, though. I've been control. I've been in controlling past relationships. I was in a 2 year single working on my. You see, the thing is, your DM did not control you. It's actually a mirror to you having control issues within yourself. So if you really look within, being controlled and controlling in itself falls under the same spectrum of control issues. Why do you allow someone else to control you? That goes down to your esteem, and that's when the work truly happens. And your DM is like a mirror for you to work on that. That's why they may come across like so. Your DM often brings up all the life lessons in the most, in the most, like he's like a strict teacher. So, example, you're triggered by him being with someone else, then he's going to bring someone on a fake date and show you that he's very happy with someone else. And that's going to trigger you. But once you're triggered, you're going to work on yourself and you're going to look into why is that bothering you. And then you realize that you have been rejected a lot or things like that always happen. And the pain of rejection, it comes from the pain of rejection. And then you realize it doesn't matter because your DM and you are always in union. There is no separation at all. What you think union is physical. That is the problem, you see. So that's why they may be with anyone else, but when the right lock and key don't merge, the relationship is not union at all. So union is when the right lock goes into the right keyhole, and that's divine union. So your twin may be with anyone else, but they are not going to be merging because they can't. It doesn't fit. Yeah, the draw to possess is a tough one. And he's better at that now, but it's all part of releasing control. Thanks, Obi. It exactly like that. And thanks, Obi. You have replied to Mindy. Uh, okay, what's going on Danny's energies? Okay, guys, I'm going to keep that to the end. I'm going to take questions on what union is and questions with regards to the topic, and then I will go down to like channeling what is happening individually with your twin. So I'm going to answer more technical questions now. Paige, my DM came into my life when I was married. We immediately felt our connection and fell in love. Instead of pushing me and spilling his insecurities, he stayed patient and still is. He always said he'll be here for me regardless of what happens. He loves me, and if I wanted to stay in the marriage, he could be here for me. How sweet is that? Exactly. That's what happens, both sides. That's why it's so important to actually have that mindset to look beyond the 3D. A lot of you all are still stuck in 3D, and that is, and you're always like looking for what your DM is doing instead of what is it within that's actually making you feel that way. And that's a huge part of self-realization too. Lily, last night, I unblocked RS on both his IG accounts and I unblocked his phone number. I kept his FB blocked because I don't want to be tempted to look at his semi private FB account. Like you said, we have two mini unions, first in 1988 for a year and 3 months in 2020. Oh, that is so sweet, Lily. I mean, I'm so glad you unblocked him because you see, sometimes divine feminines go into that blocking mode as well, like a kind of like I'm taking it back. And you realize these are all 3D expressions. But when you transcend that and when you surrender this love to God and to the universe, you realize that you wouldn't need to do anything that is 3D anymore. Yeah, the universe sees you as one, and that definitely creates a kind of laser which allows you to be extremely productive. Yes, it does. Mindy, I feel like you're speaking just to me right now. Over gifting is my strength, which is beautiful. You see, gifting is beautiful, but when over gifting becomes love bombing, then it's a psychological response to a lack of within you. You tend to over gift because probably in your childhood you felt like you were never given presents or you were never so you want to go do that for other people because you think that that's what's going to make them happy. A lot of our actions are our yearnings for what we want. So often psychologically, even though gifters would always say no, I'm not expecting anything, you feel that's how the person being gifted is going to feel really happy, and that's why you even do that. So once you find a balance, it just transforms. Belinda, this is so true. 6 months ago, when he ghosted me and we went into separation, I had no choice but to work on myself, and now it's all really paying off in every part of my life. Yes, exactly, guys. Draw inspiration from Belinda, really. That's why when you guys are completely in no communication and in separation, and when you work on yourself, that is the formula to union. Oh dear, Karen, my insecurities came. Yes, and insecurities coming full force is a good thing because you're releasing, you're acknowledging what is going on as well. Belinda, I feel like some things he says are tests to see how I deal with them, whether he realizes it or not. Yes, exactly what I've been telling you as well. A lot of divine masculines start testing you a lot to see how you act because they know how you used to act and how you're acting. And for those who are in union, they will say that when they came into this energetic calmness, that's when union comes in. And it's not even like a test they intentionally want to do it. They just want you to, they want to see where you stand. And if you're going to go into that over possessive mode, then they're going to back off because they can't handle that anymore, because it's just too much. And that's why it's a test. And so it's so important how you answer and what you do when you're around your DM. Like if you're as cool as a cucumber and you're completely a different person, shifted, don't have expectations or don't put any kind of label or anything, your twin is yours. That is the biggest hack. I just wouldn't let go of my parallel DM. I was so stuck on what I was sure had to be. Once I let that go and decided to move forward for me, boom, higher timeline, evolve DM union. Or exactly, that's beautiful. Thanks, guys, like Obi and Belinda, like for sharing your experiences because you guys have been experiencing like almost union of late. Okay. And MJ, like she says, surrender, surrender, surrender. You just have to surrender to God, to universe, to your divine, to yourself, and to your twin flame connection. And God is your only guide. Like however you wanna, okay, Obi, we actually did a love languages quiz and they were identical, like barely 1% on each category. One was ahead of the other, but otherwise the same. It was extremely useful because it lets us pay more attention to how we want to conduct the physical aspect of our union. Oh, Belina, so did my twin and I, exactly the same in same order. Isn't that wild? Okay. All right, guys, now I'll open up to some free channeling if you guys want. I think I've covered what I've needed to cover. Again, I can't see all the comments, so you guys have to like, oops, oh, I pressed something. Yeah, so you guys have to like put your comments in again. All right, Henry, do you have any messages and energy updates about Hugo? Hugo is still in transformation state. He's still going through a kind of the dark night of the soul, really thinking about where he is. He's kind of even going through an existential crisis. So he has been really focused on himself, which is an extremely good thing. And the message he has for you is thank you so much for waiting for me patiently. I feel your love like a cloud over me all the time. And I just can't wait for us to be together. But I want to be the best version, like the best person I can be before I unite with you. So that's the message for you, Henry. I think Shay, you asked for a channeling as well. Um, so, Frank and you, things will shift. So, there's a lot of activity going on energetically with Frank, but he's still holding back because he's a bit embarrassed and humiliated at his behavior of the past. But he wants you to know that it's going to change, and he's like gathering the courage to actually be with you again and talk, have a heart to heart talk with you. So, that is going to happen. So, for Shay, yes, Maggie, when you're on this path, your kids, family, everything around you improves. Like everything goes through a different stage. Or MA is just in a big love mode right now. He's highly romantic. He's just thinking of ways to show you the world. Like he's like Aladdin, you know. He just wants to like show you the entire world. So that's happening for you, Belinda. So, Obi, your core mission is to actually contribute to Earth in terms of arts and humanity. So, you guys will go on writing some of the greatest pieces of work that the world is yet to see. So, that is your combined purpose. Yes, so what you guys have to focus on is that, like, coming together and exercising your creativity to the best level possible. So keep writing, keep creating, and that is your purpose. Wait, Lily, did this recently happen? You see, that is I'm so sorry that happened. It should have never happened. But again, that is a deep-seated mirror that he did. Because you may have felt something related to that, and that was what he was projecting. But again, he shouldn't have said those things, but it tends to happen. Like I said, your divine masculine tends to be a very tough teacher, so that you become confident of yourself, because you know that you are physically attractive. So it's kind of a test there that's happening as well. Yes, exactly. That's what I thought was in the past, but now it's completely changed, right? Yeah. But of course, divine masculines can be really mean, and it's important for you to not what you take what they say in a you can't take it in a 3D way. You have to take it in a way to see what is it that you are doing within that has made them say that. So it goes down to like insecurities or issues that you have been hiding or you've been ignoring, not giving much weight to. Oh, so Karen, so in terms of Eric, I see a lot of stagnation at the moment. So you have to keep working. Like both of you have to keep working on yourselves, and then there will be a change that will happen. So in terms of messages, he just wants you to be patient and wants you to keep working on yourself and enjoying life, Karen. Like truly enjoying the moments that are with you, around you, with people that really care. And yeah, that's the messages I'm getting for you. For Linda, Rudy wants you to know that he is so excited to come and see you again, and he's going to actually make a trip to see you and visit you in the physical. So that's going to happen. I see a lot of communication coming for you, Linda. So that's really good. So, Moni, you and Eric would do something unique. Basically, your mission is more energetic. So, you guys will be helping Earth ascend. So, yeah, so your presence, you being together in itself, is a kind of contribution to Earth. Oh, Mindy, I think did I miss your question? So Joe is actually feeling quite he's like floating. He feels very, very light-hearted. There's a lot of lightness in your love. And that's the reason why he's starting to open up and be more vulnerable. So that's a very good thing that's happening. Oh, you're welcome, Linda. So, Maggie, your twin, I see a lot of blue, which means there's a lot of things he wants to say, but he's holding back. And he is actually, there's a lot of fear that he's going to disappoint you, or fear that he may not really be able to be a good person for you. So that's what I'm channeling, Maggie. Henry, the soulmate that just came in last week as a surprise, in fact, it literally has been showing up with all the things that manifested in Hugo's. The communication is so smooth, and we just video call for 2 hours. Sebastian now is the first person ever who has been the strongest competition. Like, well, this just highlights that every twin flame can live life the way they want. You see, and always there is this thing with twin flames that you have to be with your twin flame, but it's not. Every person's journey is unique, and what you want ultimately goes down to what you want. So, Henry, you actually spending time with your soulmate is wonderful, and there's nothing wrong with it. Hugo will accept it, and he's not going to he's not going to go into that 3D level of competition. Probably he's just going to wait around, and he might find a soulmate too, so that is a possibility of happening. So, kind of like mirroring situation. But again, you guys can come back together as well, so leave it to the universe, because everything is full of surprises. Yes, Laura, Danny is in a better place now, but there's a lot of hurt that he's still working on, a lot that's happening as well. So, RS, in fact, maybe because you raised this, so his higher self wants to apologize for his bad behavior in the past. And those words were never meant to hurt you, it was more to help you realize how beautiful and wonderful you are. So that's the message. Lorinda, your DM admires you in ways that you probably would not even expect him to. But again, he feels imperfect for you. He feels like he's not good enough. So he's in that place where he wants to be better for you. So that's the message that I'm getting for him. All right, guys, show me that you guys are here. Show me, give me some thumbs up and hearts so that I know you all are here and enjoying this live and this topic. And also, if you guys are interested in knowing more about yourself lately, you guys may want to book in with one of my soul reports. Like, they are really good. Like, knowing who you are on a soul level, that's really going to add to a dimension of self realization. Also, if you want me to help you guys out, you guys can always book a private reading with me. You can get a psychic Zoom session or anything. Always happy to consult you privately as well. And yeah, if you're interested, show all your love. And guys, I'm going to summarize. I realized that it's almost an hour, and today's topic, even though there's so much more to discuss in this topic, there is it's but for those in union, will always say this: union is going to be like what you never expect, because it's a energetic union. It's when your ego it's when your ego sorry for that, it's when your ego has got no, like, your ego doesn't control you anymore. You don't operate from the level of physicality or ego. It's just transcendence in every possible way. And that's what ultimate union is, when you guys are like merging. So it's not only physical, it's multidimensional. You guys are like together in every other dimension too. So it's a beautiful feeling, because you will start seeing glimpses of your lives everywhere. Like, everything is happening right at the same time. Oh, thanks, Belinda. Belinda says, I highly recommend a reading on Zoom to anybody. Yes, guys, feel free to book a Zoom session. I love doing that as well. Of course, if you are looking for a particular reading, I can always customize it for you, a reading or a healing or a channeling or anything. Agashik Records, I do a lot of Agashik Records readings. The soul reports, like mini soul reports or the full soul reports, are a good thing to get. I also do an intensive twin flame channeling of like how your journey has been from the start of creation to now. And I offer the option of doing all my readings live video, or a written report. So both options are there. Oh, thanks, Obi. You're so sweet. Yes, Mindy, you still haven't gotten back to me on the dates yet. Oh, Lorinda, yes, Vaj does amazing channelings. I can't wait for my customized healing from him. I'm so excited. Oh, thank you, Lorinda. And Obi, you're so sweet. I'm so glad I am able to help you out, like, really. But yeah, I actually help you find clarity. It's one of my specialities. Like, if you're really confused and you need some clarity, please feel free. Yes, Linda, feel free to book one. Yeah, and we can talk through what's going on, and definitely I can channel for you on the spot, and yeah, it'll be great. Yeah, guys, so feel free to book feel free to contact me to book a private session. And yeah, thanks MJ for that. Yeah, I would recommend that too, and it's definitely like an investment, because knowing who you are on a soul level, knowing your soul gifts, knowing your potential, knowing everything that you have to heal, work on, it's amazing. It's transformational. And guys, this journey is so beautiful. Every stage of the journey you are in is really beautiful. And thanks, MJ, for talking about the soul reports too. It's really amazing. And it's really exciting, like doing this with you guys every week. And I want to say that I'm so proud of y'all, like how far you guys have come in this journey. And I am so amazed and proud of you all, because when you guys first came, you guys were operating on 3D, trying to just externalize things, which is okay, which is part of the process. You need to externalize things a little to find yourself way back in. So, in a way, it's a test to yourself, too. And I want to thank MJ again, for running such a beautiful group. Like MJ is like our godmother, always protecting all of you all and caring a lot, and all of our other readers as well. Everyone's amazing, from Joanna to Regina to we have such Obi, we have such a beautiful team with us, and it's amazing. And you guys can also utilize the monthly free reads as well. You can always request for any one of us. And guys, I hope today's topic has inspired to find your own journey, because often there is no set rules and there is no set way how your journey is going to go. And like Karen says, sometimes it feels like one step forward and then two steps back. But then again, it's more than that. Yes, you can always ask your angels and guides and God for support, always. And that's why finding out what are your soul gifts do help as well, because then you know that you are so that's why I do divine soul blueprints as well. Then if you know who you are on a soul level, it will enhance your life, because then you would start picking opportunities that align with you. In fact, you'll start attracting opportunities that align with you as well. So it's amazing. And you see, every one of you have so many beautiful gifts within you, often not activated yet. And of course, I do activations and all as well. But important thing is to look within and ask your guides. Like what MJ says, you can ask who. Um, so of course, my soul report covers that as well, like how many guides you got, and how, and your soul history, your soul gifts, where you're from, which planet you're from, your soul planet traits, your yeah, it's actually quite fun. Like soul reports are very fun, and I have great fun. It just takes a while, because even with the mini soul report, it goes up to like 10 pages, and with the full soul report, it goes to like 18-20 pages. I mean, I also do it as a live video, and then it can, like, you have to set yourself like at least 3 to 4 hours, because there's so much information that comes out. And ultimately, you can always go within and ask God and your guides and your angels what your gifts are as well. you know. So you can always, get our help, but you can always ask within as well. Oh, thanks, Lorinda. I had that one from Vaish, from the time our souls split to now. The live Zoom sessions are so personal and fun. Oh, thanks, Lorinda. You guys are so sweet. Thanks for all your kind words. Obi, he travels to timelines and terminates the bad ones. I take the good ones and elevate them, or the ones that just need transmuting and then elevate. Oh, Obi, that's amazing. It's so wonderful. Oh, that's great, Karen. I'm so glad you have such wonderful support around you. Your sister and Yeah, it's good to have that support, guys. Always, your loved ones are always there to help you. And this journey can get hard, but you guys are all doing wonderful. Like, I've been doing this live since November, and I see how much you guys have transformed, and it's just amazing. Like, truly, truly, truly wonderful. And what is so beautiful is that you guys are being you, and you guys are focusing on you and your desires on your life and how to live the best version of yourselves. And that's what I'm extremely proud of you. And we will keep bringing in all these exciting topics. And so, if you guys have anything that you want me to talk about, you can always write it under my file as well. And yes, like Obi says, knowing our gifts is everything. Because when you identify who you are, it really helps you figure out what your journey is. And that's why people like, us come in and we tend to like support you in that. But ultimately, everything is within as well. So you can always ask God for what your gifts are. So, guys, I'll do a short summary. So, union is unconditional. So, ultimate union is when you are in a place of unconditional love where you give ultimate freedom to each other. There is no control, there is no strangulation, there are no ego oriented principles that affect your relationship. That's what union is about. And then you realize that everything becomes easy, and then love making is next level. So this is what it is. Ultimate union is merging multidimensionally to one another and realizing that this is what it is all about. And everything that happens before that is all a test and a lesson. And all these tests are there to actually help you become the best version of yourself. So, separation is a beautiful gift, guys. I know you're like, it's not, but actually, you see, a diamond becomes beautiful after it goes through all that process, just like that. Like when you go through all those tough lessons, you are able to handle the magnitude of a pure high vibrational connection, and that's what's happening. You are releasing zillions of past lifetimes and issues that have been an hindrance, and once you become extremely pure and merge, there wouldn't be any issues anymore. Of course there'll be day-to-day issues that come within 3D, but you'll be able to handle it because your way of handling and dealing with problems is transformational. Yes, like MJ puts it, it's very important to know whether these guides are actually helping you. Um, and my report actually covers that, like who are your higher dimensional teachers and how they're actually helping you. Of course, there are cases of negative guides as well, and but that's very rare, but it does happen, and I do pick things like that up as well. So, like MJ says, that's very important. Yes, Lorinda. Yes, transformational. Yes. Yeah, Samantha, in that moment, separation sucks. But looking back on it, I know it's the reason why I healed. Exactly. You've said it so beautifully, Samantha. Like truly, it's wonderful. Like you see, that's why separation is so beautiful. And those who are still stuck in 3D will think that separation is a not so good thing. But actually separation is the key to union again. Yeah, beautiful, Belinda. Really, it's perfect, the way, and separation is like the best way to actually evolve and become the best version of yourself, because you're kind of like forced to look within, surrender to God, work on yourself, get the right kind of guidance with the right psychics, and the and everything will fall in the right kind of healing. Everything will fall in place in that way, because it is essential. But what separation does is it makes you look within, and a lot of people are afraid to look within. A lot of people are afraid to look at their soul, and that is a legit thing, and that's why so many people are still asleep in this world. Exactly, like Lorinda says, separation phases, that's when the healing takes center stage. Exactly, spot on. Hi, Sanila. Hello, beautiful. So happy to see you as always. Today's topic has been really wonderful and interesting. And again, you guys are a beautiful group. I feel like we are a group within a group. And I'm so glad for all of you participating, sharing your thoughts and feelings and experiences. That is amazing. Like truly, guys. I hope you guys have no more questions. I see that you do not. Oh, Lorinda has a comment. Oh, Obi has a comment to Lorinda. His energy runs all throughout me. It's true. I did change. I felt the shift, but he's taken in my energy too. So it's more of a spinning circle, like the revolving light, but it connects both of us. Yes, Moni, that is wonderful. I'm so proud of you. Like you guys are amazing, and one thing, remember, all your experiences are unique, and what you experiences is unique and different. So you guys can draw inspiration from one another, but you are walking on your journey by yourself. So with that, I will end today's live. And if you guys want to DM me for a private, feel free to do so. And have a great weekend, you guys. And if you want me to talk about something specific, please write it in my file as well. So that can be next week's topic. But MJ and I will keep bringing you the best topics that are available to talk to you about. I hope you have enjoyed today's live again, and I'll see you all next week, and then it'll be September. And just a quick one, September energies are going to be very exciting and transformational. And also, it's been about a couple of weeks since the timeline shift. Many of you all have, ascended to a higher timeline, and some of you all may feel like you've gone down, but again, it's a sign that you guys are going to come back up again. So stay positive and everything is going to go well. Oh, okay. I was just reading Lorinda's comment. That's beautiful. Can't wait to hear the second half of your story. All right. Thanks, MJ, for all the hearts. And thank you again for all your support and love to us. Love you so much, MJ. You're the best. Thank you, Karen, for joining us today. And thank you so much, Lorinda, for all your thanks, Obi, for everything you guys do, and Belinda as well. Thank you all for sharing your experiences, because that's what really helps you all. Like sharing your experiences actually inspires your journeys. So that's wonderful. So thanks to all of you all for participating and making this life wonderful. So have a beautiful week, and I'll see you all next week. Take care and bye bye.